Jeanette, how are you?
Good. You want to see what we're doing?
Sure.
Hold on. We just seal coated a whole HOA subdivision. They're
Nice.
finishing up now. Hang on, let's see how I can turn this thing around. That wasn't it.
Mr.
Um,
Puckett,
Good afternoon.
we can only see your eyeballs.
If I could just get this back problem, I would be out here running laps with you, but
Wow, that's a big project. Nice job, Jeanette. Look at that.
it goes all the way around. It's been a 2-day job, but it's like 4 miles long.
Double coating it?
Yes.
Wow. How many square feet?
Cannot remember. Off. It's in my AK dash. It's about 4 miles worth of work though. Just keeps
Hundreds
on
and
going.
hundreds of thousands of square feet.
Yes, I am
Good for
tired.
you guys. Did Chuck spray this all by hand?
Yes, we sprayed it by hand. My guys are up there. Hang on. They're finishing up.
Nice job. I see them. Yeah. Fantastic project.
I'm
Good for you
tired.
guys. I can imagine. I can
I had
imagine.
to, I had to, do some customer service. I don't trust emails that well, so I just went before we started on each side. I went door to door, just let everyone know as a courtesy reminder. Please don't drive on the side because we're doing this side today. And then today I went through the whole neighborhood and told them reverse wise.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice stuff. Cool. You guys are rocking it. Make sure that truck doesn't drive right through.
Right. Yep. He's parking there. Thank goodness.
Cool. Thanks for
That's my son.
thanks for the share. Yeah, I remember your son.
15-year-old out here killing it.
Nice job, bud. Fantastic work, Jeanette. Congratulations on the big win, big score.
Thanks.
You know,
Oh,
as the old saying goes, now it's time to wait for the cash to come in, right?
right. I have over, well, I'm not going to say how much. I have a lot of money that's owed to us. A lot.
Six figures,
We've
I'm
been busy.
sure.
I'm sorry I haven't been on. We've just been so busy. I haven't had time to even hardly wash myself. Like it's just been crazy.
Welcome to the asphalt business. Filthy, filthy, filthy rich. I love it. Cool stuff. Well, that's great. All right, everyone, let's kick it off. That's a great way to kick things off. Jeanette's already starting with the wins, and we haven't even started the meeting yet. That's exciting stuff. That's exciting stuff. Cool. Let's carve in. How's everybody feeling tonight? You guys feeling good? Everybody feeling good? Thumbs up, thumbs up. I know that we're going to have a bunch of wins coming out on the board here today. Hey, do me a favor. For those of you that are not on camera, come on camera if you can. Let's try to engage into this meeting and really get the most out of this next 56 minutes that remains here. Porter, good to see you. Tony, good to see you. Dylan Malone, Robert Wallace, Mike, what's up? Mr. Puckett, John, good to see you, buddy. We've got Jeanette, Maverick, and of course, lots of people that don't have their camera on. Fred, come on camera if you can. Mark Aller, come on camera. Kevin, let's go. Carson, let's do it. Everyone, let's get on camera and let's crush it out of the park. Appreciate you guys, man. All right, cool. I went down on my back I guess it was last Wednesday. I was really quite ill, coming basically into Thursday and got flattened. So for those of you that are on the sales power stack on Thursday, thank you guys for allowing me to reschedule for another time. And I do want to thank you guys for the prayer as well. That certainly gave me some fantastic energy. I really do appreciate that. Amy sent along that video and it meant a lot to me. So thank you for the support. I am feeling back up to about 90%. Big viral infection that nailed me, but you know what? I'm stronger now and ready to get after it even more. So back with the wins. To get started, everyone, down at the very bottom, you have your chat. You've got your reactions, of course, and you also want to change your name to be your email address because, of course, networking is really important on the AK Roundtable as we're powering forward. Of course, I am your host, and I've got my awesome co-host that helps me out pretty much every week relentlessly. I don't know how many times you've missed since you started with AK. Mr. Matthias in the house. Thank you so much for being here and helping out every single week. And thanks for hosting last week too, man. Appreciate that. That was awesome. That was awesome. It's nice to know that, you know, in case something ever does happen to me, that we've got a great team of people that come together to help keep things going and keep the rhythm, the meeting rhythm. You know, it's the rhythm. It's the drum beat. Speaking about drum beat, man, I had an important call today that there was this guy that was really eager to build his business, like really eager to build his business. And he's on this point of where he believes in it a lot, and he really feels like he's going to succeed, but he's stuck a little bit. And I said, dude, why are you feeling stuck, man? And he goes, well, I don't really know exactly what next steps I need to take. And I'm really waiting for a deal to just come in so that I can get some cash flow going. And I said, okay, cool. Well, tell me more about the action that you're taking to drive the reaction of actually being awarded those projects that you're bidding. And when I asked him the question of how many quotes that he has out right now, he told me 3. And, you know, when I think about that, right, it's like, okay, cool. There's some good action that's taken there for 3. I think that we can all basically state that some easy math around that at a 25% conversion rate would mean that it's less than 1 deal closed. Is that accurate? All right, cool. So the first thing I told him to do was, I said, go out and get 30 quotes out there with the right kind of clients that are the right accounts that you're looking to go after, right? Go after those people, get those 30 quotes out into your deal pipeline and start to work those deals. And so what does a 25% conversion rate look like when you have 30 quotes that are out to the right type of clients? What does that look like? Anybody know that math?
7.5.
7.5 deals, right? 7.5 deals. And what if those 7.5 deals were priced at, let's say, $20,000 a pop? What would that turn into? $150,000, quick math? Something like that, right? And so that's really what I will say is this, you know, like when we're alone in our business and we're really trying to move that needle, it is so important to make sure that you have the optics at a glance, like actually understanding the data of what you're actually performing at and what you need to unfold to achieve that. So, you know, like Jeanette just showed us a big project. I'm sure it's close to a 6-figure project. And that big project that she's exhausted with right now, I know for a fact that if that was the only project in her pipeline right now, it would be scary for their business. But it's not, because Jeanette works the process. She works the sales process. She understands that the more marbles that she puts in the pipe, the more marbles are going to come out the other end of the pipe. It's a numbers game. Same thing with my sales team every single morning. I'm like, if you guys are not dialing the calls, if you are not following up properly, if you're not putting in the action, you're not going to yield the reaction. And so if you guys think that at any point in time, we're going to be able to grow the heck out of our business by doing Facebook ads and Google ads only, then we're in a stuck position of hoping for, you know, TOF, top of funnel leads that are hopefully going to end up converting down the line. But I think it's our responsibility to really drive the action so that we're not sitting there saying I'm stuck with kind of no business and I'm really relying on this one customer to make my year. You know what I mean? Does that make sense, everyone? Cool. And what I'm saying is hard too, right? Like, it is hard to go out there and do pavement assessments. And it is hard to sit down and take your time drafting professional proposals that are emotionally compelling, that are geared towards the right kind of people that are going to make the decision to buy. It's hard. Like, that's hard. But it's way, way harder to have $0 in your bank account and hope that some magic is just going to fly through the window at you. Like, that's harder. So what action are we taking to drive our pipeline is the big question. I'd write that down on a bumper sticker right now. I'd say, what action am I taking right now to drive the reaction or result that I desire? That's something I would definitely reflect on. Because remember, when you're in the thick of it, in the middle of the season, and you get called in for that $500 pothole, that can distract you a little bit if it's not the right pothole that you're filling for an account that you might want to be scaling into a bigger dollar value on an average job price, right? It's just stuff to think about. Cool. Let's carve into some wins. Mr. Maverick, let's rock and roll. Brotech, man, I know you guys have been busy.
Oh, yeah, we got lots of wins. I would be talking about these wins for the entire roundtable, but I'm going to keep it short as I can, as short as I can. First of all, I'm not sure if Skyler Garman and Dom Manzo are on this roundtable. I don't think they are, but we had the opportunity to meet them and hang out with them last weekend in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania at Pro Seal, and it was an absolutely amazing experience, like the best experience ever. We had some complicated flight stuff. We were going to get there a day late, but we ended up pulling through. We got 3 hours of sleep the first night, and we did everything from line striping. We had never touched a line striper in our lives, and we became pros. Like, I mean, I wouldn't say pros, but like much better compared to where we were before. And you guys can hear me, right? Yep. Okay. Yeah, line striping. We got to get on a job. I think it was a 50,000 square foot parking lot. Got to crush that. Learned a lot about life and just operating a business in general. There we are. You know. And it was just, oh my gosh. I mean, great guys, super good opportunity to go with them. I mean, it was, priceless, like absolutely priceless what we got to do. And I would recommend it for anybody else that just needs that extra step. I would say you can do it on your own, but it's so much easier and just so much more rewarding to be able to not only get that mindset and, learn, get the knowledge, but also just the connections. I mean, it's all about the connections, right? It's not one thing, I've heard from my dad, it's not what you know, but who you know. But yeah, I'll keep her at that. That's the first thing. Second thing, same day we came back, we got our AirBoss 750 came in, and that thing is sweet. Yeah, we sent the video to Skyler and Coach Dom, so you'll probably see that up on their coaching page. But the thing is absolutely sweet. We can't wait to check it out and just explore everything it has to offer. The things, yeah, it's like the Lamborghini of spray systems. Like, it's crazy.
Dude, I remember, and I know Robert Wallace is not on right now. He's dealing with some calls right now, but I remember having that call with you and your brother. You remember I was sitting outside at a table, and it was like, I think it was you and your brother and Robert and myself on Zoom.
Yep. I remember that. Yep.
And I was like, at that point, man, I was feeling you guys out, like, just to know where your headspace was and everything. And I saw you guys so like hungry to actually like go out and crush that. And I'm just so glad that you guys did what you did from an investing into yourselves, like, and your business, dude, like, and your dad too, like that's something, man, like not everyone gets the opportunity to do what you guys, and that, like, the opportunity to do what you guys have done. And now it's time to get out there and absolutely annihilate it, dude. So like, with the coaching piece, Maverick, let me just ask you, like, the coaching, and I'm always trying to push people towards coaching, because it's just takes you into a different gear. It's like on our own, we kind of hit that RPM max out where it's kind of, revving out. And then it's like, oh man, there's a whole other gear that's there I didn't even know about. And so, like, we have not spoken at all since your coaching. And so tell me what that did. Tell us what that did for you and your brother, because I know that you guys knew it was going to be great. We obviously we bumped that up into a spot that you believed was going to be awesome, but really help us understand the true depth of it.
Well, I would say, I mean, it was all crazy valuable, but the two most important things I got out of it is knowledge and practicality that we can actually do on jobs, business practicality. I mean, Skyler, any question we pumped out, he was like a human vending machine. Same with Dom. Like we'd give him a question and they pump it out, like no expenses. And we just became so much more knowledgeable in this field, in the industry. And not only in our brain, but also doing the stuff out there, hands-on experiences was a super, super good opportunity. And then especially this one, I mean, the mentality. Like you can be the craziest, you can be the best steel coder in the world, but if you don't have the mentality to do it, you're not going to be able to do anything. You're not going to make much work. So I would say, yeah, it's just like the conviction was huge, and the sales, like just getting to get out there and just like get better at sales has been something we've been working on a lot, and that's definitely increased. And man, I'd say just the mentality shifted. Like we came back like different people in this industry.
You believe, right?
We know, yeah.
I love that, dude. It's like you believe, we know, like that's it. So you're going out to hunt some real deals now. Like that's what you're going after.
Yeah, one more. This will be my last win for the night. But we just got done, came back probably about 30 minutes ago. We hunted out it's an entire pretty much neighborhood, an entire block. They have a walkway that goes around the entire thing, 20,000 square feet, that we're gonna pretty much close the deal right there. And then we got in contact with it's an entire block. Not only do they want us to do that walkway, but they want us to do every single residential property in that thing. So, I mean, it was an insane deal. I mean, super cool. Obviously we haven't closed it yet, so we'll probably be able to update you guys next week, but yeah, that's like the first huge opportunity we've got. And we're just super blessed, super blessed. So
congratulations, man.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Proud of you guys, man. Keep in touch. Let me know how things are rolling.
Will do.
Yeah. Keep that pipeline fat.
Yep.
Let's go, buddy. Cool. Say hi to your bro too. Say hi to Zane, man.
Sounds good. He's on a meeting, but yeah, I'll say hi to him for you.
Will do. Excellent. All right, let's keep rocking. Mr. John, what's up, buddy? Man, dude, I know we've been trying to connect. It was the first day I was actually like breathing, half breathing.
All right. Hopefully later this week or next week, so we can bring in some other wins.
Let's go.
The win for this week is that I got my first 2 natural leads, people who found me on Google. The first one, it sounded like it was a business that needed a couple of repairs. They said, "Can you come down and give us a quote?" It's $120,000 mill and pave.
Woo!
And no striping. So just straight asphalt. And the second is a residence that I'm going to go visit this Sunday.
And that came through Google My Business?
They said they found me online, so I'm assuming Google My Business.
Nice job, man. Nice job. Fill the pipeline, John. You know how it goes, man. You know this. It's a numbers game.
It. I have a few letdowns. Deals that did not go through as well, but you gotta keep filling it, as you say.
You know what? The more data that we can pump into this system, the better it is for us, right? Your numbers.
And I've been able to integrate the 8K lead form into my website. That's a big help to gather information from the customers. 8K Dash is amazing.
Got it. So you put the lead form on your website, so those leads pump directly into 8K Dash now, right? So anybody filling out the form. Cool.
Correct.
Nice. Awesome. We've got Dom and Skyler on right now. You just had Maverick. Maverick was just saying how amazing it was with you guys, man. Maverick and Zane, they're not too shabby, those guys, eh? Skyler and Dom. They're gonna go they're absolutely gonna annihilate their pipeline. Super exciting, man. Excited.
We
Cool.
had lots of fun, lots of work, a little bit of mix, a little bit of life, a little bit of business. It was an honor to have them guys there. So it was the joke. They came as the Brotech boys and left as the Brotech men. Yep.
Yeah. You were there for guys, you were there, Maverick, you were there 3 days?
3 days. Yep. 3 days. I mean, technically in Harrisburg for like 5 because of our flights. But yeah, 3 days working, having fun.
What do you think? Do you think that 3 days is the right number, or do you think 5 days is the right number?
I mean, 3 days. If you wanna pack a lot into 3 days, you can pack a lot. I mean, you can pack a lot into a day, but I would say 3 days is like the golden minimum. But if you want to get a
Yeah.
little bit more in there, you can get 5 days. Like we didn't get to really go into like, finding leads and sales and getting proposals done. I mean, that's why we have the sales power stack to do that, but I would say three's nice. 5 would be even better. I mean, anywhere from 3 days to a week is like the golden ratio, I think. So
Cool. Cool. We got some fun stuff coming tomorrow night, buddy. Cool. Skyler, keep shopping. Hey, bro, listen, I appreciate you representing the brand out there in the street, man. You think, are you at Lowe's or where are you? Home Depot or where are you?
I'm at a place called Dunham's. We're getting one of my foreman's some steel toes for a project tomorrow. So we rode
Nice.
motorcycle together to the spot, and we're buying a pair of steel toes so we can be on project tomorrow.
Awesome. Cool stuff.
one
All
question,
right,
one
let's,
question, Tyler.
yeah, go ahead.
Was that Shane? Are you getting them for Shane?
No, Jay. We're in
getting
an
them for
indoor
Jay, okay.
facility. Yeah,
Okay.
we're doing an indoor facility tomorrow,
Right
and
on.
steel toes are required at this new facility, and his steel toes are no longer usable. Shane,
That's awesome. Good luck.
Shane's due for a new pair too, eh? That's a cool little story, Judd, we could share. So, talking about Shane, I think it's awesome that he brought it up. So, Shane worked for a company for 25 years, which was one of the, whatever you want to say, original OG companies that have been around in this industry. 25 years. He started in 1998, so he started seal coating before I was alive. When this man started his business, Shane came along and was like his second employee and was, journeyed all the way through this last 25, 26 years with the competition. And he got tired one day and he called him and he's like, "Hey man, I'm done. I'm 63.5." He's like, "It's over." And he's like, "Good luck to you." And that was it. Shane dedicated his life to seal coating. He saved up his cash and bought a house, cash right down the road. Everything he's done and knows has been seal coating. And he came over to me and he's like, "Hey, I've always been friendly with him. Every time I'd see him out on a job, I'd stop in and say hello." And he came over to me and he's like, "Hey, Skyler, Miller shut down." He's like, "I don't have a job anymore." And he's like, he didn't even give me anything. He just said, "Too bad." So I give Shane a job. He comes in with a raise and experiences culture for once in his life. And he's like, "It's insane that I've worked for this man this long and this hard and did everything for him. And I come in here as a quote unquote new guy." And he's like, "I make more money." He couldn't even give me the audacity to give me any type of severance or anything. He's like, he's never fixed anything when I asked him to do so or whatever. And it's just been an honor to have him, really, like to have someone that's that much of a veteran, that's like taking a crew underneath of him already and doing his thing, like, and just how this industry is, guys. Again, it was a long-term play from the beginning. Every time I seen him out, I made sure I was always nice and I was always friendly. And what's really, really funny is not but 2 years ago, I offered to buy this company for way more than it was worth. And now I am getting all his leads and his employee too. So it's just it's been an awesome thing, man. Like, it's honestly, I'm genuinely honored to have Shane here and have him part of the team.
What a story, man. What a story. What do you guys think of that story, man? Like treating your people well, like how do you feel about that? Anybody have any feedback on that?
You're supposed to work for your employees, not they work for you.
Great statement. Jeanette, did you have something that you wanted to say about that?
Yeah, I got a question, and I also if I think that like I can relate to I can somewhat relate to asphalt workers. I've done the work because in order to sell something, you have to know what you're selling, and that's hard work. Like my guys, I don't start any of my guys under starting rate is 18 an hour. And they get raises if they learn a piece of equipment, that's $1 raise. If I come out on a job site and they're killing it and they're getting these jobs done fast, they're getting raises. Like I'm constantly giving them raises because this is hard work, especially in the heat. Like I've done it, and I'm not gonna lie. This would never be a full-time job for me ever. Like it's hard labor, and for him to do that at 65 years old, kudos to him. Like he deserves a certificate, an award, and a big ass bonus. Excuse my language, but the when someone is that experienced in the industry, it is a pleasure and it's a reward to have them in your company. We just hired someone that has 8 years experience. Something happened with his last company. I don't know what. I didn't ask. He's stuck in a hard place in his life. We're about second chances. I told him, I said, I'm going to give you a second chance. You come and start tomorrow. And he did. He showed up, and he's outworked my weakest guy. And I told my guy, I sat down and told him, I said, hey, this new guy's coming in here and showing you up. If you keep stepping it up at work, I'll keep giving you raises. And he has. So to be at that age and doing this hard labor, that's really saying something about that guy. He takes pride in what he does, and Skyler, you should be very thankful and blessed to have him in your company. But I just wanted to ask a question, Skyler, because similar situation happened to us recently, and I feel horrible. Like I feel really bad and guilty about not taking someone's work, but I just feel bad about it. I don't know why. I guess I don't know. But
you feel bad about taking market share? Is that what you feel bad about?
No, I feel bad about the employee leaving that company and also working for us and bringing in leads and stuff. We're not bringing in anything from that company, any work from that company, but he does have contacts, and he did come from competition, and in a way I feel bad about it, but then in a way I'm like, okay, he wasn't treating that employer was not treating that employee fairly. So I mean,
Jeanette, you've got to remember what your core values are with your company, and you're either living by those core values or you're not. If you don't, and if you're living by those core values, then that's going to generally be a magnetic draw for other people to come and be joining your company. It's generally the way that the cookie crumbles. And as long as you stay true to the core values, and that you are genuinely showing the best interest for the person, the people, then I don't think that there's anything to feel bad about, as long as you're not doing it in a malicious way whatsoever.
Right.
I'm
not, but I mean, still, I don't know. I guess it's
You just care about people. It's normal, Jeanette. It's normal to care about people, but you know, at the same time, if they're drawn to your organization, and you know, it gives them a better, or gives them a path that they feel is better, and that joins forces with you, then that's what makes sense. Not everybody is, you know, there's, I mean, who here has heard of Tony Robbins? Raise your hand. Who here has heard of Gary Vaynerchuk? Raise your hand. Andy Frisella? Bob Williams? I don't really know the Bob Williams either, but it's possible that Bob Williams might have one follower somewhere, and that might be the tribe, right? Like that could be it. At the end of the day, it's like everybody feels good in a certain environment that involves a certain amount of leadership and core values, that foundation that exists. And so, Jeanette, believe in what it is that you're building, believe in what it is that you're set out on your mission to achieve. And there are going to be people that will want to join you on that mission, and there will be people that won't. And that's okay. Just be the purity of intent is crucial. What is the intent? And so that's my best advice.
Thanks.
I totally agree. You know, don't feel guilty as long as you're, you know, what I tell everybody is everybody gets caught up in everybody else's lanes, right? Everybody's worried about everybody else's lanes instead of just forging ahead their own lane, their own yellow brick road, right? Everybody has their own yellow brick road. And if we would just continue to walk our yellow brick road, life would be so much more cool. But everybody gets jaded with everybody else's yellow brick road. And all of a sudden, once you start really, really skipping your yellow brick road, all of a sudden you got 10 people skipping behind you saying, this is pretty cool, eh? Right? Like genuinely, that's what happens. But sometimes everybody wants to cut through the woods and try and sneak and maybe dig out someone else's yellow brick road where, you know, Judd's talking about intent. As long as you're not doing it in a malicious way of like, oh, we need to screw this company. Let's try and steal their employees and steal all their data and, you know, just build what Jeanette is truly passionate about, and it'll continue to happen. This is the second employee now, and this is a separate 2 different companies that have came from other companies, and they're like, man, this is insane, you know. And for even Shane to be doing this for 26 years and then come over here and he's like, I've just never seen anything like this, like in my whole life. Like this is just, you know, he walks in every day and he's mind blown of what's going on, and I'm like, welcome to the team, baby. Culture,
baby, culture, right? Like that's the exciting thing. And the other thing too, just to throw this on top, team, it's like, what is your true and defined why, right? Like add that in. What is your true and defined why? It's really, really, really important, right? And generally, as long as you're staying focused on your true and defined why, then you're not out there trying to burn down other people's buildings and chop away at their feet by slandering and trying to hurt them. Stay true to what it is that you are set out to do and stay focused on that. And Jeanette, it's like with somebody who came to you from somewhere else, probably the conversation that you wouldn't want to have is one where you're speaking about that other company and having that person really, you know, getting deep into all of the emotional stuff that they've experienced, but instead actually provide them with the path forward. The past is the past. We were. Here we are today in the present. And that's where we desire to go. Like the past, there's not a whole lot we can do about the past. I don't know if you guys agree with that. Do you guys agree with that? That we can't really go back in time? Like I don't have the DeLorean with Michael J. Fox. I don't have it with Doc. Like that would be pretty cool, but that doesn't exist. So we have right now, and we have that path forward. And so that's the true and defined why. True and defined why for me is my children and my tribe. That's what it is. Cool. Let's open up for questions. I know we've got 23 people on right now. Why don't we open up for a Q&A? Lots of great talent, lots of great experience that's on here. Take advantage of this time, whether you're new to the industry, whether you're already existing, if you're in the industry, year, 2 year, 3 year, ask some hard questions and let's get a little deep here. Let's try to bring out some golden nuggets. Maverick, let's do it, bud.
Yeah, so speaking of that job that I was talking to you about earlier in the call, we have I mean the asphalt's pretty nice. I mean it's probably been about 3 years since they've sealed it, so perfect time for sealing. But they have these huge cracks. I'm talking 2 to 3 inches wide, and they're probably about an inch deep. So we're just gonna be absolutely pouring, Deary Super Stretch in there, hot pour crack filler in there. And so I just want to get you guys inputs on would you guys fill that with sand and then seal over the top of that? We've even considered using Aquafalt to fill those in too, because we don't want people tripping on them, especially on a walkway. That's a huge liability hazard, safety hazard too. And so I guess all you veterans out there, what would you guys recommend for that sort of thing?
Judd, I'll jump in.
What's up, Matt? How you doing, buddy?
Hey, been busy. You already put 10,000 gallons down this year so far. So, so on those big cracks, I don't know if you have access to a mastic seal, which is a rubberized crack seal that has like 1/4 inch aggregate in it. That's pretty good. The cold patch or aqua seal or whatever, aqua patch or cold patch, you can put down first and then just put rubber if you have an AK 10 or something to put the rubber on top of that. But whatever you do, don't put sand down in there because that'll just will pull that stuff up. It just won't have any grip for that rubber. So that's my 2 cents.
Thank you. That's a really good point. Yeah. How do you this mastic seal? Is that MASTIK?
MASTIC.
Yeah, there's a company. Yeah, it's with a C. Yep. And so I know Maxwell makes it back here in the West Coast. I don't know if they sell out there, Judd. I don't know if you have a connection to mastic seal.
We ship it all over North America. Yeah, we have mastic. Yeah, we have black mastic and gray mastic. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically it's the rubber tar that has bigger aggregate in it, and it's meant for those wider cracks. Your perfect solution on those. I just did a church parking lot here in southern Utah that had 3 and 4 inch gap crack.
And then he was gone. Maverick, while Matt's getting connection back there, just as a quick heads up, and for anybody that wants to know more about mastic, happy to hop on a call anytime with you guys to speak more about it. But the mastic, I want you to understand that you can't just put it in a push melter applicator. It needs to go into
your expansion. Yeah. Yeah.
You were gone for a while.
Back up and mash it. Oh, sorry, I'm driving. So I don't know where. I'd put hot asphalt down if they're really big cracks. Yep.
So I was just saying to Maverick and the rest of the team here, you really want to have a mastic kettle that's actually going to distribute the heat, the actual kettle itself. And so we do have mastic options. Simline makes one, Cam makes one. We're a dealer for both. They range, just to give you an idea, Maverick, like the starting price on them before shipping runs roughly about $14,000 for just the 55-gallon stationary kettle for mastic. And of course, you would need to have also a heater bin as well. We actually have, I think Hector's on right now, but we were just using mastics on one of his lots through a partner of ours. But that mastic application is great for like small voids, for wide cracks and those kind of things, and it lasts quite long. Like mastic repairs can range from 5-year to 7-8 year actual lifespan, the longevity of the application. If you don't have the larger, more expensive investment, I would say, and you're wanting to go and fill those cracks at a rate that's going to last for you, you want to clean out those cracks nice and deep, and then you want to take some fine millings once you've filled those cracks with hot rubber that is in a liquid hot form at like 350 to 400 degrees liquid form, and then sprinkle your light millings inside of that liquid crack sealer that you've put down so that it actually creates more of a physical body inside of that hot rubber. And that's a repair that often is used when you don't have mastic. Just realize that you have to be transparent with your customer that we're going to do the very best that we can with a temporary solution to be able to prevent the water from getting in, eroding the foundation, causing the potholes and depressions and so on and so forth. But I would be very cautious on the level of warranty that you would provide relating to that work because of the severity of those cracks. Because those cracks have almost turned into almost like an expansion joint at this point, right? It's like just big tectonic plates of asphalt that are moving around. So, and yeah, be very cautious with the sand and cracks, team, because if the sand in those cracks end up along the sidewalls of the crack and you put rubber in, it's like putting a Band-Aid on Vaseline. You'll just have your crack sealer like literally just peel out of those cracks. It will not bond and create that watertight seal. So Maverick, that's kind of the temporary solution. How many linear feet of wide cracks are you dealing with?
Wide ones, it's about 12. I think it's about 12 to 1500 total, but I'd say wide, probably about 300 linear feet. So nothing crazy. I mean, not even, probably more about 200, I'd say. So, I mean, it's doable.
Yeah, I would totally look at that option. If you want to talk more about that option of actually I wouldn't just be pouring crack sealer, to be clear, inside of those cracks without some kind of milling body that goes into it. It's not going to hold, and it's going to be kind of this shiny crack sealer, depressed crack sealer that's going to start to shrivel, and it has no body. So you really want to create the body with the millings. Does that make sense?
That makes sense. And yeah, thank you. That's something we could even say, because that's exactly what's happening to them right now. Is they have the crack and it looks like it's sealed, but it's literally just like a ravine, and you can see it coming down. So I mean, we can let them know that like we can do it that way and it'll come out the same way it did last time, or we can, use the millings and do it different and do it right. So thank you.
Yeah, the Brotech men don't do it that way though. The Brotech men, they only do it one way, right? And so that's going to last forever, by the way. Skyler just stamped that. The Brotech men, I love that. So here's the thing about that crack sealer that's already in there, right? You don't want to just go and pour down hot crack sealer on top of what you've got there already. It's really, really important that you don't just put a resurfaced layer of that hot crack sealer with millings. It's going to be really important that somebody goes, if it's really dried up and fragile, you're going to have to try and melt that down significantly and try to actually get that material melted out in that crack and blow it out lightly. Don't spray it on yourselves, but then you want to basically add the crack sealer that's hot to your hot pre-existing crack sealer that you've created a melt bond with. Otherwise, you can end up with a bit of a shit show, just to be clear.
So you're saying torch it before, so otherwise it won't bond correctly?
Yeah, you got it.
Thank you. Thanks, Matt.
Questions? Come on, let's go. Great. Mark, you're welcome, brother. You're welcome. Some good torches and crack sealer, man. Torches and crack sealer. A lot of people are like, man, I got a lot of old crack sealer, hot pour crack sealer on this lot, and there's beads and different things, and somebody did a really shitty job. The cool thing is that you can make some adjustments there. Any questions, guys? Marketing questions, sales questions, payment assessment questions. Victor Cruz out there crushing deals questions. What's up, Victor? Nice haircut, bro. You're muted.
I'm sitting here waiting for the client to look at an HOA about 1,000 linear feet of driveway by 20, and that does not include the driveways. But the normal crack fill that we use, storage. I haven't read up on that. Maybe I can just get the answer here. In the winter, is that like paint? Should it be kept at a warm temperature, or can it be left in the garage?
You're referring to hot pour crack sealer?
Yes, sir.
Skyler, shoot. Skyler, were you waving at someone?
Sorry, I was waving at Dom's daughter. She was waving to everybody on the camera.
Oh, hello, sweetie. Oh my goodness. What dude, you want to know something, man? She looks like you, buddy.
Does she?
She's so cute. Yeah. I mean, less the goatee, but you know. She's adorable, bro.
No.
That's what it's all about, everyone, right there, right? Like, that's what it's all about, man. Cool. Victor, you're talking about hot pour crack sealer?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I mean, if you leave it out in the sun in the hot, in the hot environment, you can bet your boots that the crack sealer will start to take its own shape on the pallet. We'll just say it'll start to expand the box. It'll start to make a little bit of a mess, especially if the rain gets your cardboard box. You're going to end up with a bunch of like big gummy berries that are kind of moving onto itself.
The question is for when it gets cold in the winter, if I were to have some leftover, should I be putting that inside somewhere where it stays warm, or can it freeze?
Dude, that rubber stuff is super, super cool. I would just make sure you throw a tarp on top of it. Keep the boxes as least soggy as you possibly can. If you want to keep the integrity of those boxes, park it inside in a dry environment. But the reality of it is, if it's parked outside, you're not going to hurt the rubber in the box.
That's where it is. Yeah. Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Don't leave your sealer outside in the winter, though. That sucks. You don't want to create seal coat ice statues.
That'd be kind of cool.
Hey, Judd, I thought he was also asking if leave it in your AK boxes or your AK-10 or whatever, or your Rhino 10.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's a problem as long as you cover it up, tarp it up so you don't get water in your box. If you have a place, if you can't put it in a garage, that'd be perfectly fine. If it's outside, at least cover it up. But that stuff won't go bad sitting out. Sealer will.
Yeah.
Sealer will.
I'm a huge fan of, listen, the more that you can empty out your kettles and the more you can empty out your push melters, when you're completing projects, that's the ideal scenario, team. That's the ideal scenario. But if you can't, then just realize you'll have some additional meltdown time to deal with when you go back out on your projects, right? The other thing too that you want to be very aware of, and this is an important note, on your push melters and your stationary kettles, you want to understand that if you start to overheat your material past 400 degrees, you start to literally destroy the integrity of your crack sealer, and it will end up tacky, and it won't feel as though it's coming back to that ambient temperature. It will remain not the way that you want it. And what also happens is when you overheat it past that 400 or 425, you start to do what's called crystallization on the bottom of your stationary kettles and your push melters, and it creates almost a glass inside of your kettle, which will block up your valving systems and so on. And then we get the calls at Asphalt Kingdom to say that our don't work. But the reality of it is, Dom's smiling at that one. You like that, Dom? Right? It's like, hey guys, man, your push melters don't work. And it's like, what do you mean the push melters don't work? It's like, how have you run your unit above 400 degrees? Yeah, man, I was running it at 450. And I'm like, dude, you're lucky that thing wasn't flaming on fire like an oven that was just lit up. But what happens is you crystallize the bottom of your push melters and your stationary kettles, and that blocks your valve. And so you got to get in there with an impact gun and start chiseling out all of that glass that's inside of your unit. And then that will start to clean it up. Use a shop vac and suck that stuff out of there. You guys clear on that? That's an important tip, guys. That's a little golden tip that you have to remember. It's really important. Go ahead, Matt.
Just don't punch a hole through the bottom of your melter, because you'll pierce that metal. And you should clean it out as often as you can, as much as you can. We call it gristle. Whenever my guys start saying, "Oh, the kettles," because I run about 7 of those things, and I tell them, if they start not pushing or they can't agitate, push the handle back and forth, it's because they got to layer that gristle. I call it gristle, but yeah, glass, or it's basically you're crystallizing that rubber at the bottom. And I call it gristle. I say, well, how much gristle are you going to eat today? And they say, what? And I say, yeah, you're going to empty your kettle. You're going to chip that out, and don't poke a hole in the kettle. So
be fragile. Couldn't agree more, Matt. Be fragile in the base of your kettle, because you'll pierce the skin. Yeah, just take your time. Cool. Evan, I saw you on Evan. Did Evan leave? Evan had his hand up, but I guess he is gone. Cool. Any other questions? Guys, come on. Let's go. This is open. Q&A. Any questions from anyone? Coaches, team, anyone? Come on. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to talk about something, guys. We got 9 minutes left. John, what's up, man? How you doing, buddy?
Doing great. How are you guys?
Doing fantastic. Thanks for asking. How's the deal pipeline looking, buddy? How are things going on in the skies over there?
Deal pipeline is strong. Let's get some things closed tomorrow. Let's go, team. Let's go, Matthias. Let's go, Robert.
I love that. That's awesome. That's awesome. Matthias, what's up, man?
I'm doing great, brother. Doing great. I was just working on wire transfers and credit card payments. It was good.
We like that. Raise your hand, guys, if you're feeling good about the month of May wrapping up here. Honestly, how you feeling about the last week of May with your pipeline and stuff? Give me a pulse on what things are like for you guys. Matt, you're putting your hands up, looking good. Mr. Puckett, things looking good. Cool. Mr. Hood, how are things over in your neck of the woods, man? Click that mute button.
Yeah, things going pretty good over here. I'm not too familiar with the computer here. Last week I didn't know how to unmute, and Michael finally come over and showed me what I wasn't doing. So everything's good. I'm learning, besides learning this seal coat business and that line dropping business, I'm learning how to use this computer also. So
that's awesome, man. Say hi to your sons for me, man. Say hi to your sons for me when you see them. I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow night.
Michael and everyone tomorrow. So, everything's cool. In fact, he's just here, and we take care of his grandson on Wednesdays, or his son. He's my grandson. He's not Michael's grandson. I'm kind of nervous when I'm talking on the computer and everything. I'll get
You're doing
better.
Great, man. You're doing great. What do you think, everyone? What do you think? Fred's doing awesome, right? Raise your hand. Yeah. Good stuff, man. Hey, listen, that's why we're all here, right? Have fun and keep learning something new, right?
Yeah. Like I was telling Michael and everyone the other day, you're never too old to learn. I mean, I'm a good example of that. So,
well,
like I say, I just love learning new stuff. So, I'm still hanging in there.
I bet I got your beat, Fred.
You heard that, Fred?
Put on mute and listen to y'all. I learn a lot by listening.
All right, that sounds good. Bob, what's up, man? How you doing, buddy? You're muted.
You talking to me?
Talking to Bob Puckett.
Sorry,
right
Bob.
Here. We just need some more AirBosses out there in the field. That's what we need. Lots and lots of, and the word's getting out. I mean, the word's really getting out. It's one of those things that, it takes time when you're the people to get to know who we are from the AirBoss side of it. they know who Asphalt Kingdom is. AirBoss is new to them, and they are learning, and people like Mr. Bryson and people like that come across and really make a huge difference when they're talking to people. So,
yeah,
the only thing that we just need a couple of you guys to buy a couple of them so we can be talking about them on here. There's one guy that says Pro Seal on it. You're not going to be a pro until you got an AirBoss in that fleet.
Oh, Skyler's not getting away with buying any other rig ever again. Mind you, I don't think he's allowed to buy any other rigs, so we're going to be just fine.
If you're going to be a pro, you got to be a pro.
Skyler, you like that one? That was a laugh out loud for you and I, buddy.
I need a 750 truck mounted, and
right?
it'll be in my lane. We get it on a cab over.
That would be sick. That'd be sick.
That would be.
I know that, Maverick and Zane over here, they've got an AirBoss 750 that they just received. Is it in your yard, guys? Like where you are right now?
Dude, we could, I don't know. It's around the corner.
Just around the corner.
Dude.
We're actually sitting out on the patio right now, but we got it sitting right in the front yard in the driveway.
We could go run over there.
Dude, show us, man. Show us. What the heck? Why not, man? You might need to throw us on data, or is your Wi-Fi going to work, or what?
We'll be all right. We'll be all right. We got that. We're in the middle of the corner, but I think it's good enough.
So you got an AirBoss 750.
Platinum.
Platinum.
Yep.
Yeah, it is. Platinum decked.
Yep.
Decked. Super exciting. Look at, oh, dude. Boom. What a snapshot right there, guys.
John, so speaking of that, actually, you can see over above Maverick's head in that box right there, we also got an RYM 30K Pro. So we're wanting to get that. They can see it. Yeah. So we got it. We got that big kettle. We're wanting to get that mounted onto the trailer. So that was also a question I had. Should we just bolt that in? I see there's 2 bolt points on it. Can that just be bolted in up, or are you thinking like, will we be able to get it?
Yeah, you're gonna bolt it and put an extension valve off of it so that the valve hangs off the edge of the trailer, and that you can fill your push melters or your pour pots from outside of your trailer. So you want to create a neck that comes off of it. We'll talk to you about it, man. But yeah, you'll basically have that stationary kettle where it is. You'll have a long pipe with your molasses valve on the end, and you'll be able to pour it right into your push melters on the go. Dom, you have a lot of experience with that 30-gallon kettle and push melters, dude.
We'll definitely get them set up. You want to get it as far to the edge as you can, because the longer the throat, the more it's going to clog on you. So get it to as close to the edge as you can, and then just run maybe a 6-foot pipe off of it. We run one that's maybe like 8 inches, but I don't drive with it because it's too long and I don't want to clip anything, so I remove it sometimes. But we'll definitely go over it. We can remove the deck on there so you can pre-drill your holes. But we'll go over that with you guys and help you mount it in the right spot for sure.
You also have those removable rails. So if you're going to put it, let's say, towards the front where your compressor is, the rail can come off, which means you can pull it right to the edge, drill your holes, and you have it set right to the side, so you don't have to worry about it.
That's right. They're in pins, I think, right? So they're easy to remove.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you want to get it as close to the edge as you can, boys.
Right. Okay. Do you drill from the bottom up? Would you guys drill from the bottom up then? Just right to the bottom of the trailer?
I would place your melter, get in the right spot, mark your holes, and I believe Judd, those deck pans are removable, correct?
100%.
Yeah. So you guys, you can remove them and drill them. Just be careful. There's nothing underneath them when you're drilling through, right? So you could drill them in place. Just make sure some of the rigs have wires and water lines that run under there. I'm not sure if yours does, but drill.
No water lines, but you want to make sure that you're not cutting into any air hoses or anything like that, right? We have to make sure that we're truly understanding what we're drilling into. Yeah.
Right. One last thing, guys. Is there someone we should be getting in contact with? Should we get in contact with Rhino Works and to get a kind of a brief overview of how to run everything, how to get everything set up and running so we can get it going? 110%.
Now that you've received that unit as an arrival, what we're going to do is get Martin and Dan to do the training with you guys on that rig, so you guys can actually hop on FaceTime and do all that stuff. And then you'll also have access to a video library of the walkthrough. So you guys are going to be set to absolutely crush it, man. I'm excited for you boys. This is
you guys
so much, guys.
Dude,
thanks a lot.
Dude, that was your family pulling in?
Yeah.
That's my mom. Yep.
Where's the dogs?
There you go. Cool.
There's Tesla. There's Tesla. Where is she? Oh,
yeah,
she's gone. Okay.
Yep.
Thank you guys so much.
I'm excited. I'm excited for you guys, man. Hey, so listen, mark my words. I'm going to be sending you guys. It's going to be this new thing that we're going to send around. But basically, there's going to be the 500K club, and then there's the 2 comma club. And we're going to create a trophy. And okay. I'm coming up with this right now. Like, I'm coming up with this right now. I see Matthias, kind of rubbing his hands together. My team doesn't know this. I know Amy's going to watch this as she usually does. And then she's like, he promised something again. And I'm like, all right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to have the 500K club, and then we're going to have the $1 million club. And the way it's going to work is this. The 500K club is halfway to the $1 million club. So you're going to get this trophy. It's going to be like a glass trophy that's going to say AK 500K club. And then the $1 million club is when you get the $1 million club, you and your brother get a free Caribbean getaway down in Anguilla, and you guys can learn how to kite surf, and you have access to the Jeep down there, and you get a 1-week stay in the Caribbean, and you get the $1 million 2 comma club trophy as well. I just made that up. How does that sound?
Dude, that sounds great, dude.
That sounds sweet. Yep.
That sounds cool. Great. I mean, tell you, Judd, we might even have to postpone that Caribbean because we might have to be sealing too. So, well, that sounds like an epic challenge.
Yeah,
we're in.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Well, it's all about, as we say for everyone on here, man, it's truly a numbers game. It's truly going out there, filling up your pipelines, hunting that business that you need to be able to unfold the future that you guys desire. I'm looking at the true and defined why, the things that we speak about, and really what that is. And I can tell you, like, this dude, let me just show you this guy right here, like, true and defined why, man. I wonder what this guy's why is, Dom, you're on spotlight right now.
Yeah. I want to jump on that. What is your why? I battled for a while, what my why was. And I had so many different things going on, and it forced me into, into failure. And then, Judd, we sat down with the team and we talked, and we said, you know what, Dom, maybe you should really dig in and figure out what your why is. And when I did, and the question was, Dom, if you had a genie lantern and you can rub it and you can wish for anything, right? What would it be? And at the end of the day, it's to take care of my family. And I fell out of that lane. And this is my why. My girls and my son's not here, but that's my why. And that's why I'm doing this. And I almost lost them. But let me tell you something. If you can really figure out your why, it'll change your life, And if you can figure out how to if you got a lot of things going on, stay in your lane, figure out your why. And I'm going to tell you from firsthand experience that truly magical things will happen to you. I promise you that. And, I've been giving opportunities right now that I figured that out. And they're not just, any, opportunities that have come before. It's life-changing opportunities. And not only is it benefiting me financially, but I believe it's truly changing my life. So figure out what your why is. And if you think you know what it is, maybe circle back and really think about it, because it really is a powerful thing. It really is.
Keeps the GPS coordinates pointed in the right direction, right, Dummy? Like, that's it. It's hard.
It does.
It's hard. Your family is beautiful. It's so great. But I
just got home from a 5-day trip, so it's
yeah. You got no son. You got no son at all.
My son's at his friends tonight, but
I meant you got no. Sorry, I meant son. I meant son from the sun. In the sky.
Yeah, no, got a lot of sun.
Good, good
Only a couple
suntan.
100,000 feet a day, huh?
No, that's it. That's it. You know, it's pretty wild, you know, and like, you know, if you guys don't know, you know, I teamed up with Skyler at Pro Seal, and you know, it's, you know, if you can really figure out your why and what you're good at and put yourself in a situation that allows you to stay between the riverbanks and really focus on what you're great at, and you get the ability to allow others around you to focus on what they're great at, man, woo, I'm telling you right now, holy smokes, is it powerful. Oh my God. And I'm experiencing it firsthand. And let me tell you something. It's incredible. You know, it really is. It's incredible.
And it goes back I think it goes back from the beginning too, with, you know, your core values and your why and everything that we spoke about from the beginning. None of this was ever a plan, right? It was never this, oh, secret little mission to have these things. That was my why right there, right? Like, it goes back to my mission statement. It goes to my why, to build my team, to be able to build something big enough that fits everybody else's hopes and dreams inside of it so they can build the life they desire. That's my why. So when you can stay focused on that, you just put one person in, right? Like me and Dom had this conversation the other day of, started with Charlie behind me and he believed. And then it was, you know, the next person behind me and he believed. And it was the next person behind me and it believed. And now in a very, very short time, I look around me, you know, not but in December, I was in Anguilla with Judd saying, dude, I need help. Like, I don't have the people. I don't have the team. And in, you know, a couple weeks, you know, Jay, Dom, Shane, Charlie, you know, a team, Bryson, you know, like, yeah, a team of professionals behind me that have, you know, dude, it's something else, man. Like, and it's the most fulfilled feeling like I can have. It's the family I've created and that I've longed for, right?
And you know what they're attracted to, Skyler?
What's that?
Your leadership, my man. Your leadership. And your leadership does not come just through natural gift. Your leadership comes through relentless practice and pouring into your soul and continuing to level up. The time where leadership starts to fade is when you stop pouring into yourself and continuing to level up. And that's really where we all, as leaders in our business, as leaders in our family, as leaders in our circles, each and every one of us, it's our responsibility to continue to push beyond the average. That's that magnetic draw, right? That's what it's really all about. And so be good leaders out there, continue to grow, keep sharpening your spear, as the old saying goes. And Skyler, I too am honored to be a part of this awesome team, man. Great group of people. And I'm excited for the mission ahead. The practicing doesn't stop. So let's keep practicing and let's keep pushing that action forward. My best advice.
Build your family.
Go ahead. What's that?
Said, isn't it cool you got to build your own family?
It's pretty darn awesome, man. It's incredible. This is special stuff. My best advice is, though, don't get still, don't get stagnant, and make sure you're driving your deal pipeline right now. For those of you that are using Salesforce, for those of you that are using HubSpot, for those of you that are using AK Dash, whatever you're using, use something and drive your pipeline. Write that down, guys. Drive your pipeline. Like, that needs to not happen by magic. All right, everyone. We're going to check out of here and continue on this mission and closing out May strong. There are balls in the street that are ahead coming up. You know, there's lots of stuff going on. And so what we need to do is make sure that we're doing things that are at an actionable level that's more intense than all of our competition, because business is not just easily coming into us. It's not the same as it used to be. We'll just say, work hard, work harder, and literally take the market share because other people are going to be thrown in the towel and struggling real hard coming up. You guys have the opportunity to do that. Does that make sense to everyone? I don't know if I need to go deeper on that. I think we all can kind of unfold what that looks like. Cool. Let's work hard. Let's do it. And look in that mirror, be proud of yourself. Thank you for tuning in. Looking forward to seeing you guys all next week. Same time, same place, right here on the AK Roundtable. And for those of you on the Sales Power Stack, see you tomorrow night. Looking forward to jamming with you guys. See ya.
All right, everyone, let's go.